Tell us about where you got started. What got you to where you are now?
So
Start from the beginning.
okay, it's gonna be a really long
It
story.
was a Tuesday.
No, so I was raised kind of just the average kid, but I was very motivated, very competitive, and I started doing construction about 15 during the summers with my family in Omaha. And then after high school, I was like, what am I going to do? Didn't know what to do. So I started doing construction full time. And I didn't really have a path, like what I was going to do, where I was going. Should I go to college? I put myself through about a year of college. And so I realized that I'm working construction now because I'm getting into my 20s. And then I was like, well, if I'm going to do this, I might as well go to the next level. And then I was like, well, if I do that, I better go to the next level. And then in my, mid 20s or late 20s, I just decided to do my own business. And I didn't have a lot of support from anybody because they were like, these things don't usually happen. You work for a good company, you could fail. And to me, failure just wasn't an option. I really wanted to do it. I wanted to start my own business from a very young age. And so I did it and got married right after it, had 2 kids, and then we started becoming pretty successful at the business. And about 31, we decided we're going to build our first house and kind of live the American dream. We got our own business, we got our big house, we got 2 kids.
You build your first house.
Yeah,
it was the house.
Yeah, I went from about a really modest house. It was about built in the 70s to a brand new house, and we were doing pretty good. But I was pretty hungry, so I was, but we were really frugal, so it made sense to provide the family with a nice house. And then I just drove a work truck, so that was good enough for me. And then as we got going, we lived in this new house, and we lived pretty frugal. And the market crashed, and then all construction stopped. And it was just year after year of doing everything you could possibly do to try to stay afloat. And I remember the same people telling me that I might not make it the first time when I started the business, to maybe you should just give up, go get a job, let the house go. And again, it was like failure just wasn't an option. I was young, I was, had energy, and I just kept pushing and kept pushing. And I remember my cousin, who's like a brother to me, just said, hey, listen, you're so close. If you make it through, you'll be stronger than ever. And we just kept pushing and kept pushing. And we took every job, and I was working maybe 80 or 90 hours a week. And somehow we finally made it through. But we were down to our last like $2,000. All savings were gone. Everything was gone. And I remember calling my father-in-law just to say, hey, listen, we're done. I can't do it, because we were really tight. And he didn't answer his phone. I remember later on that day, I called him again to say, hey, we're done. I can't do it any longer. Can't hang on. Business is done, house is gone. And he didn't answer. And I just said, later on that night, I just told my wife, Melissa, I said, we're going to make it. We are absolutely going to make it. And so together we just kept doing everything we could do. And about another half a year later, it finally turned. At the very last minute, when we were just completely running on vapors, and we just kept going and going. And we were working out of our house too. The house, our dream house that we built for the family, we were working out of that, had all the trucks parked in the garages. But we just kept going and kept plugging forward. And it was like step after step forward, keep moving forward. And things started changing the market, because market plays a big thing in this. You could be smart, you can work hard, but you kind of need things to fall in line. You need to have customers. Yep. If you have 0 customers, you have 0 business, which equals $0. And then the market started turning, and we were doing all this stuff, like all this diversity and everything, and we just kept going. And then finally we just picked a couple avenues, and we stuck to those, and we kept turning and kept turning and kept turning and kept moving forward. And today we're probably one of the top 10 framing construction companies in the valley.